Hi, Empress Justice here. If you'd like to check out my daily readings, you can check them out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, there's a June 2022 reading in two parts on Empress Justice Tarot YouTube. Full Moon and Just the reading is up there if you still want to read it, even though it's kind of past the full moon now. That's on Empress Justice Tarot YouTube as well. The New Moon and Ardra reading will be coming up soon, most likely next week. So stay tuned for that. Update on me. Things were quiet this morning, but I did hear an argument right in the middle of the street, like right in the middle of the village, like properly loud. Now, I don't want to make assumptions based on what I've heard because I have a problem with hearing people arguing from a distance, right? I have a problem with that because I can think they're talking about me when really they might be talking about something else. I heard threaten to kill them. I heard the kids are scared. I heard, like, that's what I heard, but I don't know for sure. But knowing the perps round here at least, they probably would do something stupid like that, like argue in the middle of the street and say, oh, this person's threatened to kill, or, you know, we threatened to kill her, or something like that, like, oh, the kids are scared, oh, you know, you got my kids involved. Like, again, I can't be entirely sure because it could just be like somebody just acting really ghetto. Like there's quite a few people around here who just argue like right in the middle of the street for no reason. But I think it was about me, I'm not sure. So there was like a really big argument right in the middle of the street. I think I heard certain things about me and the neighborhood, like what's going on over here. But if that was the case, again, it just goes to show that the behavior isn't really adding up. Because everybody knows what I've said online. First of all, they know I haven't threatened the kids. They know I haven't threatened the kids. So, you know, they can easily go online and look. They know I haven't threatened the kids. You know, that's evidence. Like I said, I will tell the truth, even if it means incriminating myself. Because all these people have to do is look at my videos and see exactly what I've said. All they have to do is look and see exactly what I've said, and it's a wrap. Like that. So anybody who wants to talk about me threatening kids and stuff like that, okay, that's on you. If you want to lie like that, you want to lie like that in the middle of the street for everybody to hear. And then you want to just like, that's up to you, mate. It's not up to me. That's up to you because everybody knows what's going on. So, you know, why am I going to stress myself out with the bullshit? Everybody knows what I was talking about. The only people I'm really feel murderous towards are the people firing electronic weapons on me. And they do it every day. That's more, I mean, don't get it twisted. The psychological torture, the smear campaigns, the spreading rumors, the wearing somebody down with constant harassment, that part is important to the gang stalking. And it does piss me the fuck off. I'm not saying it doesn't. But the thing about me is that what I have always done is instead of focusing right here and now on what truly makes me angry, I'm always looking off into the future or like in my mind projecting it onto something else. I'm not dealing with my anger as it stands right here, right now. And from last week, that was something that I have been determined to do. I've been determined to deal with my anger, not past, not future, now. So I'm dealing with my anger now. Do you understand what I mean? So, you know, when I'm left with that, I'm angry that I've been put on this unlawful experimentation program. I'm angry that I've had my life stolen from, well, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really had my life stolen from me because I've been able to adjust. I'm angry that there have been attempts to steal my life and steal my joy away from me. I'm angry that I can't trust anybody. And I'm angry that everything that's happening to me, I'm literally being murdered and tortured. I'm angry that people are blaming that on a mental illness, even when the mental illnesses were caused by the trauma in the first place. Like all of these things I'm angry about right now, and I'm angry every day. Most of all, I'm angry with myself for not taking any action because I feel that's cowardly not to handle these people who have been doing this to me and who have been doing this to other people around this country and other people around this planet. I feel that's very cowardly of me not to do something, because I'm not like the rest of these targets out here who are fucking burned every day within an inch of their lives, can't walk, can't think, can't even move sometimes. With me, it's all psychological. The psychological stuff is what wears me down. But bodily wise, I recover from serious, like, really serious electronic attacks. I'm the type of person that recovers from that shit really fucking quickly. And, because my attention span is fucked up and I'm not the most disciplined person. If I was, I'd have a better diet, I'd exercise more, and that would give me the strength to actually take on these people who are unlawfully targeting people and murdering people. It would give me the strength to deal with those people. So all of that is at the source of my real anger. It's the fact that I'm subjected to this relentless cruelty every single day. Nobody's helping me. The only people helping me are perfect strangers. So that is at the root of all my anger. Now, do people piss me off with the racism? Yes, they do. But when I really think about it, people being racist, it really is their problem. It's not my problem. That's their mental illness. That's their psychosis. It's got nothing to do with me. Yeah? It's got nothing to do with me. Do I hate the ableist slurs? Yeah. But how does it make them look if I'm in here making videos and then as soon as I go outside, I'm not twitching, I'm not doing like that stuff. I'm just minding my business. So how does it make them look when they're out here calling me crazy and stuff? How does it make them look? It doesn't make them look sane. Do you understand what I'm saying? So as much as I hate people constantly calling me out my name, it really is their problem. That's their problem to deal with. And the fact that they're facilitating murder and facilitating torture in order to do it, and the fact that they're getting pleasure out of it, that is also their problem to deal with. It's not my problem to deal with. Those are their demons. They got to deal with it for the rest of their lives. I don't have to deal with it. It's not my problem. You understand what I'm saying? So, I'm reaching that point now. I'm sure at some point I'll go back to caring about what they say, because I'm emotionally volatile and everything that happens to me happens in a cycle. So I'm sure that at some point I'll give a shit what people say about me. But as for right now, I want to deal with the real source of my anger. I do not want to deal with like bullshit and threatening fucking kids. Like, what? Oh, Lord. Like, seriously? Again, it is always the most rotted, gutted people having kids. I hate when people hide behind their children. I really hate that. How are you going to be talking all that mess and, and getting involved in something like this and not be ready for the smoke? I really hate that. I hate it so much. You don't deserve children. If you're going to do that, you do not deserve children. You don't deserve to have kids. And the only reason why you do have kids is to teach you to be selfless. meaning the opposite of the person that you've turned into now. Damn, man. Always want to bring up kids. Always want to fucking. I'm scared for my. No, you're not. You're scared for yourself. You don't want to get your ass whooped. But again, the argument outside might have nothing to do with me. It might just be another argument, another petty argument around here. But because of the certain words that caught my ear, it might be just another stunt, another street theatre campaign. Most likely it is, because why are you going to scream in the middle of the street that you're scared for your kids? Why are you going to scream that in the middle of the street? Like, on some real shit. But that's if it's aimed at me. It might not have been. Because, again, far away. You know, if it's more than 3 words being said, I might not get everything. But as far as I can tell, it was about me. But, no, hiding behind children is just the safest way to play it for a lot of these narcissists. The safest way to play it is to hide behind their kids. I think that's lame. Like, for me, it's like, you know, if I really want to get someone together, I'll get them together. I don't need to hide behind my loved ones to do it, you know. Don't need to hide behind my loved ones to do it. Although I have to admit there are certain people in my family, if they got hurt, I would probably swoop in without a second thought. I would probably swoop in without a second thought, not even thinking about it. But no, that's a very different enterprise from trying to treat them like my cheerleaders. I've got more dignity than that. But yeah, that's if the conversation really was about me. If it wasn't, then my apologies to the people who were arguing. But it did sound like it was mentioning me in some way. But everybody around here, this neighborhood, they've heard me. They've heard me do 2 things. No, 3 things, tell a lie. They've heard me sing. They've heard me do live videos for you guys. And they've heard me laughing because I was watching something funny. That's what they've heard. They haven't heard me making any threats. They haven't heard nothing like that. They haven't heard me screaming. They haven't heard me causing problems. Haven't heard me doing nothing. And some of the people here, they've even talked about it. They haven't heard me do shit apart from those 3 things. But as always, the calmer that I get and the more reasonable that I get is the more the perps sort of crank up this idea that I'm going to hurt someone or I'm going to snap or I'm going to do something. So they'll push you to the point where you crack and you end up wanting to hurt a person. And then when you get over it, that's when they'll try to make it look worse. You see, this is a very familiar tactic that TIs know about in gang stalking, right? Because what will happen is that at some point, they might get you, like if they engage in psychological harassment just a bit too long, or if they engage in electronic torture just a bit too long, they will continue prodding you and pressing you until you snap. And at that time where you really do feel like harming yourself or harming other people, nothing will be done. Not by mental health, not by the police, not by anybody. So at a time when you might actually be a danger to yourself or other people, that's when nothing will be done. But it's after that, when you start to calm down, that they suddenly start swooping in and saying, well, you know, we care about your welfare. What, you care about my welfare now that things have calmed down? Now you're screaming in the middle of the street about your kid's welfare now that everything has calmed down. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a very familiar tactic. So as a targeted individual, either, you know, when you're really at risk to yourself and others, again, you guys have got proof. You have proof. I've shown you the proof. When you are really a danger to yourself or other people, no police, no mental health, they're not doing jack shit. But if you kind of come out of that phase and you start to calm down, that's when they want to come in and intervene. And that's when everybody wants to exaggerate exactly how dangerous you are. So it's not just reactive abuse, it's also taking advantage of timing in order for them to gain control of the situation. And that is something that I feel like a lot of TIs will be familiar with. You will never, ever get somebody coming after. I mean, with me, I never, ever get somebody coming after me when I'm actually a danger to myself or other people, when the reactive abuse has reached peak and I'm unable to handle it. Remember back in December, I was going to hurt somebody. I was going to beat the mum's ass. I was going to beat the aunt's ass. I was going to hurt somebody back in December. I was going to hurt myself or hurt somebody. I begged to be sectioned. Didn't get it. But as soon as I start calming down, or as soon as I stop being a danger to myself or other people, I stand up for myself, and I stop being a danger to myself and other people. Remember, I got reported on Facebook or YouTube. I got reported on YouTube just for making fun of these people. I didn't get reported because I caused any harm to anybody. They reported me for making fun of them. So that's when you start getting better, and when you start calling people out on their mess, that's when people will step in and people will try to exaggerate exactly how bad the problem is. Everything is always when it calms down. They push you to the point where they engage in reactive abuse against you. They push you to the point where you are a danger to yourself or others through reactive abuse. And then what happens after that is that when you calm down and when you start to understand, okay, this isn't the way to deal with things, that's when everybody starts getting scared. Because that's what they do. Do things when nobody else is doing it. First rule of business and first rule of anything. You do stuff when nobody else is doing it. If I'm a danger to myself or other people, everybody else might be thinking, we should call the police, we should do something. As a perp, you don't do that. When you've calmed down and you've kind of realized, you know what, I don't want to deal with things like this. I don't want to be this type of person. Everybody else will think, oh, okay, she's calmed down now. It's all right. We can leave her alone. The perps will think, now we've got to make reports. Now we've got to make her look as dangerous as possible. Now we've got to make her look as, deranged as possible. That's how it works. You do things when nobody else is doing them. That is the first rule of business, and that is the first rule of gang stalking. They will always do things when nobody else is doing it. And then they'll try to get other people involved, and then they'll tell lies to make out like they are doing things when everybody else is doing it. So they'll play this trick where they'll do stuff that nobody else is doing, and then they'll try to make out like they're just doing it when everybody else is doing it, or when everybody else is too afraid to do it. So they'll reactively abuse you, get you to react, do nothing but continue to reactively abuse you, even when they know you're a danger to yourself or others, and they know they've pushed you to that point. And then they will turn around and say, well, we're only doing this because she started on us. So they'll use your aggressive behavior in order to say, well, she started on us first, even though that's not the case. And then when you calm down, they can easily make out like these quiet moments are a bid for me to get revenge. She's plotting, she's scheming. I know she's up to something. She's too quiet. What's going on? And then they poison other people with that mindset. But quite frankly, If people are, so desperate for attention and so desperate for approval that they will believe the first rumor that somebody tells them, they bring that on themselves. Because an adult, a wise adult of any age, they know to pay attention to their surroundings. They know to pay attention to their surroundings and get their information from that. These people have been interacting with me. I keep to myself. I mind my business. I don't bother nobody. I don't talk about nobody's, like, the only time when I talk about anybody's business is when it's adjacent to me. Other than that, if it's got nothing to do with me, I ain't saying shit. Okay? I say nothing, because if it's got nothing to do with me, then it's got nothing to do with me. I'm not in people's business like that. I don't gossip around with these villagers. I don't do it. Like, the last time I spoke to one of these villagers, I spoke to them about British Gas. Not even in British Gas. That's what we was standing on the fucking street corner talking about. British Gas, my guy. You seriously think I'm going to talk about my business and talk about what's going on with these neighbors with anybody else? Walking around trying to cry for sympathy. You think I'm going to do that? Sometimes all it takes is to just pay attention to your surroundings. Pay fucking attention rather than talking. Because that's what perps like to do. They like to fucking talk. They like to fucking talk. Uninformed. And not even just perps, normal people, they like to fucking talk. And they come out with all these strong opinions with literally not knowing the first thing of what they're talking about. They've got the shittiest judgment known to man. And they got the sharpest tongues. Got the shittiest judgment known to man. Usually the people with the sharpest tongues have the shittiest judgment. Just wrong constantly. Just wrong. Oh, constantly wrong. Shit. But yeah, pay attention to your surroundings. You fail to do that, then I can't sympathize with you. Especially if it leads to somebody facilitating somebody else's torture and murder. I can't have sympathy with you for that if you're going to believe those lies. But again, let's see what happens. But other than that, I'm actually okay. I mean, it's only like 10:30, just gone past 10:30. I've got most of the stuff that I wanted to do today out of the way already. I haven't got that much to do today. Little bit of cleaning, but even then I don't have to clean that much. I've done everything. The only thing I might have to do is like some readings, but I can do that at any point today. Don't really have that much to do. Done everything, so just gonna spend this weekend just receiving stuff, and then probably go out, get some sun, get some sea. I need to go in the ocean. I need to go in the ocean. Not the ocean, the sea. I need to go in the sea. Oh, I miss her so much. I miss the sea so much. I love her. I love that sea. Listen, and when you see that full moon at night, and you see that moon just, like reflecting on the water. Nobody ever tells you when you live closer to nature, you see things in a completely different way. Even if you're just jamming in your flat all the time, you see things in a completely different way when you live close to nature. It changes you. Really changes you. But yeah. But anyway, listen, I've got to go. I've got a day of relaxing to do. Yeah, I said what I said. I've got a day of relaxing to do. Might get some food in. Don't know. Might get some chicken into season. You know what I mean? got shit to do, mate. You know what I mean? So I love you guys. Peace and blessings, my fellow TIs. Take care. I love you so much. And yeah, keep doing your thing. And one note that I want to leave it on, there are TIs who have asked in the past, how can I maintain a productive life when I'm being gang stalked all the time? When I'm subjected to the most horrific torture electronically, and when I am slandered by everybody, and when I am, when I go through these things. My advice is this: take everything 1 hour at a time. Not even 1 day at a time, 1 hour at a time. Take everything super slowly. So slowly it feels like you're insulting your own intelligence, and then build up. That's my advice. You don't have to take it. But the slower you take things is quite often the longer they endure. I learned that from experience. I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.